Hey guys, my name is Rads, and you may have seen me around, but I play tank in High Mythic Plus skis, and I play both Protection Warrior and Brewmaster Monk. And I have finished Season 2 and Season 3 as the rank 1 tank slash player in Season 3. That was a weird flex, but there you have it. So yeah, if you guys, since you guys asked me to do a sort of like a guide on Protection Warrior, I'm gonna try to put this one together, and hopefully this is of some help, or any help whatsoever. But if you guys like this guide, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. That helps out a ton. And if you guys want me to make any more of these videos in the future, do let me know. I'll try to be more active on here. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into it, and yeah, let's go for it. So I'm just gonna start off with the basics slash talent slash playstyle type of thing. Your talents haven't changed that much, honestly. You're still going to be learning with Into the Fray, which is your level 15 talent. Cracking Thunder, which is your level 30 talent, which is essentially extends the range of your Thunderclap, makes it so it reaches further out, so you can kite and still clap targets without them hitting you. Level 45 would be Unstoppable Force, which basically makes it so your Thunderclap deals more damage when you're an Avatar, which is very good because that's when you see the big bursts of damage that you see from warriors, and you're like, oh my god, are they a DPS or a tank? Right? And then level 60 would be Bolster for the most part, which basically reduces the cooldown of your last stand by 1 minute and makes it so it blocks as well, which is very strong. So it's like a very extended block. I don't believe it can critically block like Shoe Block can, although it's still a block, so I'll take it. Now the other talent choice you can go for in level 60 would be Never Surrender, but that is very specific to only 2 bosses in Mythic Plus, and that'll be your Rixa Fluxflame and Mogul Razdunk and Motherload, which is the last 2 bosses. Now the reason for that is because they do only magic damage, so you're not going to be blocking on those. You're only going to be using Ignore Pain on those 2 bosses, as opposed to using Shoe Block and Ignore Pain, weaving them in together. You're only going to be using Ignore Pain. So usually the strategy for that is after killing Azerite, which is the second boss, you Hearth out, you change your talent from Bolster to Never Surrender, you go back in and you spawn at Azerite, and you go and play the last 2 bosses with that talent instead. Now for the level 75 row, you can play any one of the 3 really. It depends on the composition you're running with, and how many single stuns you have, how many AoE stuns you have, what dungeon you're playing. But yeah, basically if you don't have any single stuns, you play Stormbolt. If you have a lot of single stuns, you play Rumbling Earth. And then if you're playing Siege, you can play Menace, because that basically allows you to the Sniper and Spotter packs. You can just charge in, cast to Fear, and then drop the circles on them as they're feared, as they're not going to be running away. For the level 90 bro, you're going to be playing with Booming Voice, which basically makes it so your Demo Shout generates 40 rage, and it also makes it so you deal 15% more damage to targets affected by your Demo Shout, which is very strong with the plus, as it makes it so you can pump out a whole lot of damage as well with your Demo Shout on the targets affected by it. Level 100 would be Anger Management, which is by far the most important and the best talent in Mythic Plus tanks, as it makes it so your important cooldowns like Avatar, Last Stand, Shield Wall, and Demo Shout are all reduced based on the amount of rage that you spend. I believe every 10 rage reduces their cooldown by 1 second, which in the grand scheme of things is very huge. As Ignore Pain, for example, was 40 rage, so each Ignore Pain is 4 seconds, and Shield Block is 30 rage, which is 3 seconds whenever you use them, and obviously use them a lot. So you can see how those cooldowns are reduced by a lot. It makes Warrior a very dynamic and a very aggressive tank. Why they're so popular in the Mythic Plus scene in BFA. Now, that's basically for the talents. I want to talk about the traits that you're going to be going with the introduction of 8.3 and the new Nyalotha raid, as well as the new Azerite pieces in there. They came with a new trait, so I'm going to cover that in a little bit. But I'm just going to cover the basic build and the ones you're going to be stacking initially. Now, your most important trait would be Bastion of Might, which basically you want to get through these, as they're the core talent for your build. It makes it so your Avatar grants you a massive amount of mastery, and you can pump out a whole lot of DPS while being fairly safe, as it makes your Avatar a very aggressive and a very defensive ability. So basically, you want to have 3 of these. Now, the next one you want to have is 1 Deafening Crash, and I'm proud to say that I'm no longer stacking triple Deafening Crash. I'm only using 1. So you only want 1 of these, as it basically extends the Demo Shout duration on your targets whenever you use Thunderclap by 2 seconds. Very good. In combination with Anger Management, it makes your Demo Shout a very an ability with a lot of uptime, basically. Now, with that being said, you have used 3 slots on Bastion of Might, 1 on Deafening Crash on your outer rings, so you now have only 2 more slots in your outer rings to use. So we need to fill those up with something. Now, honorable mentions will be Bracer Impact. It's a very good one to have. Basically increases the damage dealt by a Shoot Slam, and it gives you a flat amount of block, also stacks. And then Meticulous Scheming, which basically is a proc that when you cast 3 different abilities, you get a flat amount of haste for quite a lot, quite a lot of time. Which has a very high uptime in keys, so it's a very good one to have. I have it. I'm very happy with it. I would get it if I had it again. So yeah, very good to have. Bloodsport is kind of a troll one, I would say, nowadays, so I would not run with it. It's kind of weak compared to its to the ones that I mentioned earlier. Now, with the introduction of Nylothel, like I said, with the 8.3, we have a new trait, which is Art of Darkness. And what it does with the corruption effects and whatnot, whenever you're above 25 corruption, you get a flat amount of stats, secondary stats, which is insanely strong for tanks, just because with tanks, you kind of want to meet certain stat breakpoints. You want to meet those. So with that in mind, you get free stats by just having that, right? And that is just flat out great, because then you don't have to worry about sockets and whatnot. Just get free stats just like that, and you also fill up your traits easily. So your best build is basically going to be looking something along the lines of Triple Bastion, 1 Deafening, and 2 Heart of Darkness, I would say. Now for your inner rings, you're going to be running something along the lines of Overwhelming Power, very strong. Generally those strong ones, basically. Unstable Flames, very good to have. Impassive Visage, insanely strong. Resounding Protection, also very good. And Gemhide is not a bad choice either. Bulwark for the masses, also not bad. But yeah, Vampiric Speed, very good ones to have. Yeah, so that basically does it for your traits. That's basically what you're gonna be burning with. I may do a best list on your Azerites for 8.3. If you guys are interested in that, do let me know in the comment section down below. So I'll make sure I do that if you guys are interested in it. But yeah, I'm just going to continue on with the essences and the builds that I'm going to be running with this season. Right. So there's a lot of different builds out there, but I'm just gonna go over the one that I'm planning on playing with for the rest of the season. I'll keep you guys updated if I make my mind up or change anything up. But I plan on playing Undying Gift as my major, Vision or Protection as my first minor, and my second minor is going to be Formless Void, most likely if I'm running with high corruption. I'm gonna try to stay under 60 corruption basically. And then my last one is going to be a choice between Aegis for high mob density dungeons, or 4 to 5 weeks, Conflict and Strife for lower mob density dungeons or tyrannical weeks, and Nullification for high magic damage dungeons. That's going to be basically my thought process behind choosing my last minor. So again, Undying Gift Major, Vision Minor, Formless Void or Strength the Warden for Corruption Resistance as my second minor, depending on whether or not I want to play defensively with Strength the Warden or offensively with Formless Void. And the last one is going to be again a choice between Aegis for high mob density dungeons or fortified, Conflict and Strife, low mob density or tyrannical, or Nullification for high magic damage dungeons. That's basically going to be my build. Now, ones that I wanted to mention would be Lucid Dreams Major, which is not a bad one. I've seen a lot of people playing around with it, I suppose. But I don't like the cooldown of it. It's a very, very long cooldown, and I feel like it's kind of lackluster in what it does. In my opinion, just because a lot of time when you go into a pack, you have a lot to spend usually, right? So you're fairly safe to begin with, and you kind of need to pop it later on. I feel like for it to have some sort of value, but still it has a very long cooldown. I don't believe it's worth investing that much into it, unless you're playing maybe Freehold and Waycrest, where there's a lot of mobs. Maybe that'd be good for very, very big pools, like massive pools. But yeah, other than that, I don't like it generally. Another major that's very common would be Vision of Perfection. It's not bad. The only thing that's kind of bad about it would be the RNG aspect of it. That's what I don't like about it. Other than that, it's very solid, although it's RNG, so you can't really rely on it. Conflict Major is another one that you may have seen around. It's not too bad. It's just that it's kind of lackluster on bosses. If it's kind of useless on bosses, although in trash it's very, very relevant. However, again, on bosses it's very bad to play with, as it doesn't really do anything. Crucible is great for single target output, maybe for raids, but again, I'm not going to go into raids just because I don't really raid as Protection Warrior, so But if I did, I would probably run Crucible Major for single target damage. Um, Anima is kind of a troll one, I would say. You don't really want to play with it just because it doesn't really do much for you. It's basically padding on big pools, pull big, pop Anima, and that's it. Kind of out of stuff. So yeah. Um, Basically the reason why I'm running with Undying Gift is because of the new Awakened affix. There's a mob called Urgroth, the Breaker of Heroes, or whatever his name is. Basically what he does is he does a cast that basically smacks you for a very, very high amount of damage, which can one-shot you at some point if you don't play with, or if you don't have anything on you, like Demo Shot, Bark, any external whatsoever. So Undying Gift basically serves as a way of, having an additional external on you, survive that big mob, as you already have a lot of damage with the introduction of the corruption system. So the only thing that you need to really do is just not die, forehead. So just don't die. And that serves as a way of not dying. Hence the name, I guess, Undying Gift. That makes sense. But yeah, that basically covers for the essences. I don't really plan on running with any other essences other than the ones that I mentioned. But yeah, generally, just as a little tip from me to you guys, you definitely want to have vision anywhere in your essence tree. So you want to have it either as a major or as a minor, just because the reduction of your avatar cooldown is insanely strong in Mythic Plus. Definitely get your hands on that one in either minor or major slot. Always want to have that on there. Right. So this is sort of like a post-edit type of thing, but since I kind of forgot to talk about it earlier, I'm just gonna go back to it now. It's about corruption. So yeah, I'm currently playing with 58 corruption. A lot of people are asking about it. And I would recommend playing 59 corruption as a warrior. You can easily deal with it. Just don't go over 60, as Cascading Disaster is very bad. But as a warrior, you can easily deal with the thing from beyond by just storm bolting or shockwaving it or fearing it as well off of another mob. Just target a mob that's close to it, fear that mob, and it's gonna bounce off the thing from beyond. And you can also spell reflect it, which is very, very nice. However, keep in mind that if you choose to reflect an ability or the thing from beyond, run into the thing from beyond, don't reflect the ability. Trust me on that one. Just go for the reflect on the thing from beyond, not whatever else you're planning on reflecting. But yeah, you can stun it, you can reflect it, and you can fear it. Keep that in mind. A lot of people are saying 39 is the safe way to go, and if you want to feel safe and you want to get like a grasp on the system, I would recommend 39. However, if you're feeling comfortable and if you sort of know what you're dealing with, then 59 would be the sweet spot in my opinion, as you can definitely afford it as a warrior. Now, notable mentions for corruption effects would be Echoing Void, of course, who would have thought. Double Echoing Void would be the way to go, even after the nerf, which is days from now. With the next reset, they'll be nerfing it by 50%. So yeah, it'll still be very good in my opinion if you stack two of them. I currently have rank 3 and rank 2 on my warrior, and it does about 35% of my damage. So if you have that, it is still a very good amount, and I'll still play with it 100%. Twilight Devastation is one that you also see a lot of Mythic Plus. However, the problem with Twilight Devastation is that it can pull through floors and it can pull through walls. So if you're in Waycrest or in Toldagor, you're very likely to ninja pull a lot of stuff. So just be careful with that one. I would not recommend playing with it in Mythic Plus at least, because it's very, very dangerous and it's very RNG. So yeah, be careful. Infinite Stars is one that's very, very notable in raids. For Mythic Plus, it's kind of like things just die too quickly, and you can't really see its damage potential. So yeah, I haven't really looked into any other effects because this is not much that's better than Echoing Void right now, and I assume that will still be the case after the nerfs. If there's any updates on that, or if I have any more knowledge on that, I'll update you guys on my Discord and whatnot. But yeah, for the time being, I do plan on playing Echoing Void, 2 Echoing Voids after the nerfs even. Alright, anyway though guys, I really want to talk to you guys about the rotation / opener, and how you're going to approach packs and whatnot. So I'm just going to jump into it. Your rotations are going to look something along the lines of Avatar Charge, Clap ones, Demo Shout, into another Clap. Now, just another sort of like tip, don't use Revenge off procs, especially in large pools. You don't want to do it. You're going to end up feeling very, very starved, and you're going to end up flopping. Use it within procs. Otherwise, use your Shield Slam, use your Devastate, and use your Clap during Avatar. Every second GCD should be your Clap, so keep that in mind. Demo Shot off cooldown, especially if you're within the pack. And whenever you run out of blocks, you can either last stand, you can shoot wall, you can call for an external, You can back up that external with a demo shot, just combine the two, stay out of blocks, and let them recharge within the duration of those externals, and then use your shoe blocks again, and then you can kite afterward. So again, let's jump into it. You want to avatar, charge, clap, demo shot, clap. Okay, go into it. Avatar, charge, clap, demo shout, clap. Of course, it goes without saying, in packs, you want to maintain your shoe block as well. As you can see, I'm not using my my revenge outside of my procs right now. I'm supplying my shoe blocks. I have enough for a ignore pain right now. Right now I don't have any claps or any shoe blocks, so I'm using last stand. Obviously, you don't want to over cap a lot on rage, so if you're about to cap on your rage, you can use your revenge and whatnot. That goes without saying as well. And obviously, if you're running bolster, which you probably will be, you don't want to overlap your shoe blocks with the last stand, which I just did. But I'm kind of, whenever I'm kind of talking, I kind of space out, and I do stupid stuff like that. But yeah, don't overlap your shoot blocks with your last stand. Go avatar, clap, demo shot, clap. That's basically it. You want to weave in your demo shot between your thunderclaps at the start, and maintain your shoe block all the time if possible. And that's about it. Hope this guy was of any help. And if you guys have any questions, do hit me up in the comment section down below. If you guys like these guides, then by all means, hit me up in the comments again. Let me know. I can make more of these if you guys like them. And if you guys want to see more content, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, so that I know that you guys like that. And check me out on twitch.tv/radsrad if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys around. Thanks so much for watching, and peace out. Bye-bye.